Good afternoon, morning. It's your boy Wookie of the Triple XL variety, and Schmiegel is free. I can finally do all the random content stuff that I've been wanting to do. It is a bit of a strangling situation when you're tied to brand representation and stuff. Of course, you've got to fulfill their interests more than your own. And one of the things that I've really wanted to do for the flipping longest time, dude, is to do tier lists. I absolutely love the process. You get to just talk a bunch of rubbish about stuff that you really like, and we're going to start off with peripheral brands because that is actually my favorite thing to review. I actually want to become like the peripheral guy. If I carried on with tech review, it would probably be what I would focus on, because how you interface with the computer is more exciting than, yes, I get frames, okay, great, but if my screen sucks, the experience still sucks. If my mouse doesn't work, it's still equally frustrating. Keyboards, headsets, and all of the things in this category is what makes the experience enjoyable, in my opinion. And so, in my opinion, after having tested 23 different peripheral brands across the last like nearly 7 years, it'll be in August, so that's kind of mind-blowing in of itself. I've tested 23 different peripheral brands, and I'm going to rank them based on their total product coverage that they produce and stuff. Sorry, my mic's not behaving, but there, it should be good. Here we go. And so without further ado, or gilding of any lilies, that's a line from A Knight's Tale for those who know. Let's get straight into it.
Right.
So we're going to start off with Sennheiser. Now, I love Sennheiser headphones. I daily drive HD 598s. As I say that, let me just kind of put them on. Because this is like the comfortable position at the PC. But yes, Sennheiser's just a good time. And if you're buying an HD 500 or 600 series for gaming, or 7 or 800 if you have more money than sense.
What?
I've used HD 800Ss. They are incredible. I'm still only going to put them at amazing though, because if you buy one of their gaming headsets, the mics kind of suck. The speakers are not amazing. They're all around actually just a little bit of a letdown. I've had Game Zeros, and I had another headset which I sold on to a friend. I know it seemed like I was pawning off my bad product, but I was expecting this. Okay, don't buy gaming headset expecting an audiophile experience from Sennheiser. It's going to ruin your day. That's not what they kind of mark them up and stuff for gaming. And so I'm like, why didn't you just take these clothes back and put a microphone on it? Damn it, Sennheiser, we could have had it all. But no, you had to ruin everything. Then moving on to HP. I'm going to put their better than average because I just really like their speakers, and I'm a bit of an audio guy. I really like nice speakers and headphones and stuff, and so they're going to go there. Their other stuff is very entry-level office work stuff. The general build quality is pretty good, but it's not like something that you would write home about. So we'll give them a better than average because their speakers are, though. The speakers are really, really, really good. Alienware. Oh, I want to put them in amazing, but the general peripherals are just like overpriced, a little bit ill-designed, and haven't had the best build quality. I haven't had the most experience with the brand new stuff, but in general I've been kind of a little bit disappointed. So I'm going to put them for the time being at the top of better than average like that, because their monitors, on the other hand, I swear by. Dell monitors as well. Dell monitors are just exceptionally good bang for buck. They generally have the best warranties and stuff on them, spec and performance, just everything with regard to color palettes, contrast ratios, etc. They've just been the best that I've used. Gundias is an interesting one. I think they're gonna go there because like things like the Hermes E3 are really good. The headsets are kind of meh. Their mice are not to be bought expecting any sort of performance level. Just hashtag just saying. The performance mouse products are not great. Their keyboards make up a lot of this. To be honest, if you took their keyboards out, they would probably be a D. The keyboards, I would say, are amazing to even sensational for the money that you pay for them. So yeah, just be aware that's kind of where they fit in. Turtle Beach is an interesting one. I like some of their headsets. I'm going to put them over there in better than average. I like the Stealth 500 was really good. Price versus performance there was exceptional. A little bit of bad build quality on the newer stuff. I've tested like all of their new headsets pretty much. And their controllers, very cool. The pivot was super cool. Just the price was like ridiculously astronomical for it. The build quality on that was really good. I used one of the other more entry-level gamepads as well, and that was also really good, or controllers at least. In general, I like this stuff. I think it is better than average. Some of their product is exceptional, but some of it is just is really good, but just the pricing is just like, also South Africa rand dollar exchange rate, so putting them with a pinch of salt will put them at better than average. AOC is going to be our first sensational.
What did he say?
Because all of their monitors have been sensational. Their Aegon Pro series is kind of the second best after Alienware, and their other stuff is all super good. I haven't really run into a bad product from them yet, and so they get our first S tier rating. Now, so we're going to maybe get it in, yeah, and a components factor, I would put Asus here or even here, but on a peripheral side, I can't. Even though the monitors are as good as they are some of the best monitors that you can get. They're definitely like a top 5 product, even sometimes being the best. But the keyboard, mouse, and headset, beside the Claymore and the Gladius 2, which had removable switches and stuff, I haven't seen a single well-priced peripheral. That's more their problem, is their pricing. The actual peripherals are good. Okay, still can't. I can't bring myself to even bring them higher, just because the pricing is so ridiculous, and the entry-level stuff is often rather awful, to be very honest with you. Then we move on to Cooler Master. I do have a bit of a soft spot for this brand because I think they bring some of the best value. For 500 bucks, you get a Pixel 3389 on switches and stuff. You can't go wrong. Cooler Master bang for buck is incredible. I still got my original MK730, which is now 6 years old.
Nice.
And it's still working perfectly. No double inputs, no controller problems, no LED problems. I just replaced the actual keycaps because after a while I did obviously way through them, especially the W. Funnily enough, the W, the S, and the control key were the 3 that I broke first. So yeah, in any case, they are just really, really exceptional in general. With value, they are one of my favorite brands by country mile. Corsair, oh, it's a difficult one because their headsets are here. Their keyboards, I would say, are here. They are once again very premium on price, and the new mouse is also about here. So yeah, we're gonna settle them over there. They kind of got it right, but not really. The M75 Air, I think, was missing thumb buttons at that, especially at 2,000 rand price point. You're competing against like Logitech G Pro, Razer's got a bunch of stuff in there that's really competitive and such. So yeah, you needed to come with just the default feature set, and a brand like Glorious, as an example, the Model 02 is better than just about any mouse that they make. So yeah, that's a bit tough. Dell's another, like I say, S-Class. If it's just monitors, it's gonna sit there. I haven't used like the normal office peripherals, like who cares? But the gaming monitors, especially like entry-level IPS options, are basically uncontested. Oh, come on! They still got basically the best price versus performance. Their VA is a bit meh. My secondary is a VA. It does smear like .com, especially 1080p examples. Get a 2K. If you're going to go for VA and save a bit of money for that, you're not worried of smear. Sure, I understand. But yeah, IPS for pro gaming, like FPS gaming, if you don't want smear, all the way. Glorious is going to go there. I have a full Glorious desktop right now. So yes, you could say I'm slightly jaded, okay, because I use a Model I. It's what I use a Model I, and I use a GMMK Pro keyboard. So yeah, I've got a really nice kind of Glorious desktop setup. That's what I default and daily drive. Model 02s, Model D Pros are just exceptional. The reason that they're not an S-Class is because I think they messed up the GMMK line a little bit. I think they initially overpriced them, honestly, in their model. Especially 60% and TKL shouldn't have been $2,000 just for the deck. That was, yeah, easily destroyed by other competitors in the market. But I don't think they make an objectively bad mouse. I don't think any of their mouses are objectively bad. I'd like to see them do some headsets though. I think that's the next thing they need to get involved with. HyperX, I really like this brand. I just think that their headsets, they're going to go at the top better than average. Their mouse, I used one. Scroll died on me, which is typical. The only scroll that doesn't die is Glorious, which is why I'm back to Glorious. They generally have had a good keyboard product, like average to say better than average. Pricing model maybe a little bit high in that consideration. Audio products like their mixer, exceptional. Their webcam was kind of it kind of didn't deliver. It was built exceptionally well. Build quality and all of their things has been exceptional. They're just some of the component quality, and especially with the Cloud 3 wireless, every reviewer, basically myself included, said the exact same thing, that headset, amazing quality, build quality, ear cups, battery life, wireless. The actual driver, which is the whole point of the experience, was mic'd in a way that was specific for gaming and only really good in gaming. And even then, I would have given it an 8 out of 10. For normal, like listening back to music or content and stuff, really not great. Really not great. Nothing like the Cloud 2s of old. No, not even close to that. So a little bit disappointing of a turnout from them. This is PDP. I know you guys can't really see it. I really like PDP controllers. I think they are one of the best bang for buck licensed Xbox controllers that you can get these days. I haven't seen too much with regard to stick drift. A friend of mine bought one about 4 years ago and is still going strong. And she plays a ton of GTA Online and stuff on it. So yeah, I think it's generally a pretty amazing product. In-game gear, and once again, this is one that I've got such a soft spot for. They have a better than average product. I think their mass products are good. They're the ones that I've primarily tested. They just only do this claw. The claw. It moves. Type of ambidextrous shape, and I'd really like to see them take their component quality and build into something a little bit more pronounced for ambidextrous usage for people that palm on an ambidextrous, or then for an ergo type of shape. Great quality. If the shape and stuff is for you, great quality. Absolutely no complaints. Now, Marvo is such a tough one. If it was just Monka, it would be here, because the price versus performance on a lot of those products is very good. Well, here is where I put it. They're pretty amazing. Like the Storm keyboard, unreal for that amount of money. And the Mecha 80W over here, it's the best bang for buck keyboard I've ever used. Their entry level stuff does limit them, and I would say they go just ahead of Gum DS because their premium is a lot better. Well, I'd actually move them out 2 spots. Their premium sort of product, like 1,000 Rand for a keyboard, there's nothing better that I've personally used that I could recommend ahead of that. So yeah, that's kind of where I feel it. The very entry level stuff is just that it's a lot of lights and cheap plastic. Unfortunately, that's just the reality with it, and so I can't really say that it's going to be like further up in the list. LG is going to go be our first cool enough. They do produce some really good bang for buck monitors. That's obviously what I've used mostly. They don't really do anything else. The reason I put them there, and I've generally steered people away a little bit unless it's on like a really good special. If you're going to work with that monitor and be looking at it a lot, they don't have great eye care. Their eye care, I've noted a lot of people coming back and talking about strain. LG, if you guys ever do watch this, or someone from LG watches this, eye care is a big thing that you're missing out on, and it actually works. Homies had your ultra wide 32 or 34, both of them, and they converted back to dull and no more problems. Before with dull, no problems. LG, eye strain, almost like welding eye, like it's too bright or something. There's just, the eye care is just not working, is the long and the short of it. Otherwise, the product's good. Generally, bang for buck is pretty solid. But yeah, that it's something that you're looking at, you need the eye care. Logitech, oh, the Logitech people are already not my biggest fans. To be very honest with you guys, I think that they are overpriced in a lot of cases, and the Roma G switches, especially G413, G410 Atlas Spectrum, I own both of those, were not great. I've been a big fan for a long time. I was an MX518 user until I basically couldn't use it anymore. Then we had 3 broken mice and gave it to my one friend, who then made a working product, which I liked so much. I bought it off of him, and we've used it on the test bench until I've stopped making reviews now. I was a big fan, especially of older Logitech. Newer Logitech just seems to be a little bit disconnected. They do, however, make some really good, like, speakers products still, and they've taken away like the best ones, like the little 2.1 that was USB powered. I love that speaker set. Why is it not around anymore? That makes me sad. So you guys are just going to go and cool enough. I think the G Pros and stuff are very overpriced compared to other examples in the market. The build quality is just not the same as the Gen 1. The Gen 2 feels like it was made actually a bit cheaper. Overall, I haven't been impressed with price versus performance. Webcam, Xenon 20, still the best webcam ever made. Don't get me wrong. If we were considering just webcam, you would be over here. But yeah, considering the whole basket, and especially not enjoying the keyboards that much, audio is kind of average. G435s were a very good bar though, but on a side note. So they still, it's weird because they still get these like peaks that are like, bro, this is amazing. And then the next one, I'm like, guys, please, how can you sell a 3,000 Rand mouse and not include a spare set of feet? That's just ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. Mad Cats is gonna go in better than average, probably there. That feels right. Cat 7 controller, good bang for buck. Their keyboards, insane. Cherry MX Red, full 96 key layout, or 96%, 90 or 96 or 90, whatever percent that is. But basically a full Cherry MX Red keyboard for 1,400 Rand with a flat aluminium deck. Blew me away, honestly. The rats need to die. They are not good. If without the rats, you would probably move up one spot. Headsets, bang for buck. Pilot 7 USB, incredible. One of the better bang for buck products in those categories. They try to do some cool stuff like the TE3, which unbeknownst to me, because I'm not a pro, had input delay and stuff on it. I was just having a fun time, like, oh, I'm in the arcade and stuff. Their steering wheel was great, just needed mounts for the pedal set, but otherwise that was like the best bang for buck H-pattern set I'd used. It had way better feedback than my Thrustmaster TMX Force because I actually improved my lap times with it. So yeah, we very much like those products. Flipping absolutely incredible bang for buck. Mojo M2 was unfortunately marred by having a really poor performing right click, which is important, especially for us who do ADS in FPS games, which is like most of the FPS games these days. But they're trying. I like what they're trying. They're just not pulling it off just yet. So that's why they sit in that space.
No. No. She wasn't ready.
Razer. This is one of the harder ones for me to place. I love mouse and headset, like Black Shark headset. On any level you buy it, it's going to be a good time. The shape is really good. The comfort is amazing, especially for people with bigger heads. Keyboards, mecha membrane stuff for like $1,000. What is that price, bro? The basilisks though, like mouse, exceptional. The Death Adder V3, best mouse I've ever used. Ever. You can charge whatever price you want for it because it's the best mouse ever made. Bilge will attest to that as well because he's, you know, a boy with a brain. So guys, this is we're gonna put it at the end of amazing. Some of the stuff is flipping crazy Razer tax, and then you make like a Kio webcam with a little ring light for like $1,500, and it's really not bad. Like if you just wanted to just have a general kind of like startup streaming setup, that was a really cool idea. Building your own stream deck, really cool idea. Make some more competition in the market. You guys have really good ideas, like Operation Christie. Don't even get me started on how cool that was, suspending all the components in mineral oil and stuff. Razer's flipping cool. They do some cool stuff, and then every so often they just like, hey, are we the only ones with this kind of technology? Okay, Razer tax on top. Like, bros, just chill out. We get it that you made something cool. Just don't milk us for it, and you would be unsensational. Hashtag just saying. I think that's fair criticism. Rockcat. Oh man, one of the saddest ones of my life. I'm definitely gonna have to put you guys over here. The mice are not what they used to be. The reliability was awful. The cone was like a really good shape and stuff. The keyboards, oh, while you there, the Vulcan was exceptionally good. The new headsets, the new burst and stuff, the build, like actually the burst, I'll give a break. It was pretty decent for the money and stuff. But you can't say just on two products that makes it a really good peripheral brand. It's not what it used to be. It's very sad. Caves were the best neck training device I've ever used. They were exceptionally heavy, but they actually had proper like 7.1 in the headset and stuff. Thank goodness we moved away from that and just had two really good speakers set at a good distance to create soundstage instead. It's a sad one, Rocket. You guys probably are the most heartbreaking brand out of the lot right now. Steel Series, or my favorite keyboard is the Apex 7 TKL for a pre-built keyboard by a country mile. That thing felt incredible just on every single front. The little OLED was a nice touch. The sensor for the mouse, the True Move, is the best sensor I've ever used. If you put that in a Death Adder V3 shape, it would probably, that would immediately become the best mouse that I've ever used.
Fist.
The primes were a bit of a miss. The scroll, the reliability on scrolls, on everything, on headsets, on mouse and stuff, is below this. It's the worst out of the lot. So with all of that considered, I'm going to put you at the top of better than average. Is where you guys will land. Headsets have incredible battery life, really good range, decent audio quality, pretty good fit, even for big boy heads like Easter Island heads like my own. That's kind of where, yeah, you guys land for me at the moment. Just get scrolls that are flipping reliable and you'll probably bump up a spot, for goodness sakes. Now, MSI and peripherals, I'm going to put at the bottom of definitely mid over there, okay? Because the keyboards, mouse, and headsets that I have used from you have been not good at all. Not one of them. I haven't used that many, but the ones that I have used, like probably say 3 from each category at shows and stuff, I've been like, really? $800 for this? I'm sorry. Like, do you not see Cooler Master? Do you not see Glorious? Do you not see all of these other brands in that space at that kind of price point? Cougar, which actually should be on this list. Now I just remembered them, but that were in that sort of price bracket, and Mad Catz being in there as well. There's a lot of competition at that price point, and your product just doesn't match up. You put in like a 20G sensor with 100 IPS max movement. I can skip that out in Counter-Strike. Never mind if I play like Delta Force or something where I'm really reactive and buzzing around in some circles. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be, I know, I felt it. It's not great. Your monitors, however, like this new 280 hertz Rapid, which is one of the last reviews I did for EveTech, was very, very good. Very, very good. And yeah, it's kind of sad because it doesn't, we're not talking about your component quality of motherboards and graphics cards. That's a completely different conversation and stuff. In general, I think, yeah, on keyboard, mouse, headset, you're in the same basket as Asus, still figuring things out, and hopefully they'll get better in the near future. And then last but not least, as I said, Cougar would probably be put at cool enough. They dropped off like quite hectically with their peripherals. But ViewSonic is unbelievable. The only other S tier that we have. So there's only 3 on the S tier. And that's because exactly like AOC, their entry level 180 hertz is the best 180 hertz that I've used. It's an IPS. It's 3,500 Rand or so. Half a millisecond response time, had the best color reproduction at that price point, and had the fastest, clearest picture at that price point. Lest we forget, our daily driver 240 hertz Alienware, so IPS. So that's what pixel response time and stuff I'm used to. So yeah, when I get that at like half the price, and I'm like, oh, I just have to buy a monitor arm. But you know, desk clamps are cheap, like $700-800 now for a single arm, and then you've got a fully adjustable monitor with proper response time and stuff for esports gaming, exceptional. And then you've got an Omni line with like 100 hertz as well, that's very cheap and stuff. So yeah, I think I want to see some like high end from ViewSonic, but so far everything else they've done has been spot on with regards to price versus performance. And that, man, options as I do a tier list thing. If you guys have enjoyed this, I hope so. I hope there's been a lot of insights into brands and stuff that maybe you missed out on, that you can now take and get the correct product for what you want to buy and stuff. That's kind of the point of this as an information delivery service, is to try and share as much of my knowledge and experience over the last nearly 7 years of worth of doing tech review with you guys. Brands, if you have liked what I've said and you've got new stuff in those lines that I really like, I would not be adverse to doing some content and stuff for them for you and stuff, hit me up. I've got info at Turbo Tortoise Tech. You can send me an email there if you guys want to get anything reviewed. Until next time, though, I hope you guys stay safe, keep well. If you have enjoyed this, hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.
Oh, yeah! Now that's what I call ranting.